there, I'm Sunny, and if you are new to my channel, I am a professional ballroom dancer, and I'm here today to share with you from a long-term industry insider's perspective things about the world of ballroom dance. And the topic I want to touch on today that no one seems to talk about, but I sure would have liked to know early on in my career, is pregnancy and how that affects your ballroom dancing. So when I was going up through the ranks in competition, there were very few female role models I had that were both professional dancers and pregnant or parents. Now these days, this is much more common, and I think it's great because, well, ballroom dance has brought immeasurable joy to my life. Raising a family has brought me even more joy than that, if that's even comprehensible to me, no. So I think it's great. As ballroom dancing is heavily dependent on your body, you can't always lose that in a heartbeat. And in fact, I nearly did. I had a life-threatening health crisis that at that time they believed would permanently end my ballroom dance career. I've actually, in large part, kept that a secret from everyone, even my professional friends, and I'm a private person, but maybe someday I'll share that story with you here because it might be inspiring to other people. But anyway, regardless of if your body poops out, you always have your family till the moment you die, so that's a benefit too. So though I grew up always wanting to have kids and a family, once I started to pursue ballroom dance hardcore, not even as a professional, but just, I'll say as an avid amateur hobbyist wanting to compete at the elite levels and championship level and internationally, I believed 100% that a life dedicated to ballroom dance excluded pregnancy and children, and maybe even marriage, because it is hard to be married and be in this career as well, though that's probably a topic for another video. But in a nutshell, this is totally not true, okay, guys? Times have changed greatly. Female pros often do not only get pregnant and have kids, but they continue their career well after they finish that process, okay? Pregnancy does affect your balance, okay? But it's like a progressive weight training system. So pregnancy and ballroom dance are not mutually exclusive. It's not like you become 9 months pregnant overnight, okay? It's a very gradual process. Your body acclimates. I had no problem balancing whatsoever, though certainly at 9 months, I was dancing quite different than I'd been dancing most of my life. You know, it was just fine, okay? This is another funny story. I didn't even realize I was pregnant for those first 3 months. Didn't have a clue. Didn't gain any weight, no change in appetite, no morning sickness. In fact, the only reason I even thought I could possibly be pregnant, because I was very responsibly taking birth control pills, although my husband and I had planned not to have children, I noticed I was getting a little tiny pooch on my tummy when I was competing pro-am. So I have my lycra tight costume on, and I'm like, well, that's unusual. I guess that's kind of the change of life as our body matures. So I didn't think much of it. But then I got home and realized there were some other things happening with my body that last few months that I was just celebrating, thinking I was going through early menopause. But no, I was actually pregnant and had no clue. So that was quite a shock, and definitely not our grandmaster evil plan. Not that we didn't want to have children, but we both had very time-intensive careers that just children we didn't think would ever be an option for us, to be fair to the child, okay? So, for the record, if you learned in high school health class that celibacy is the only proven mechanism not to get pregnant. That is in fact true in my experience. So I did at the time have to purchase a new costume. I was not competing professionally, and I've never seen a visibly pregnant professional competing, though I know of a former world champion who competed while she was pregnant. It can happen. Don't worry about that. So anyway, I did purchase a costume that kind of had floats strategically placed across the front. No one had a clue, okay? To warn you, it's a very small minority, a couple old school curmudgeons who don't want to see pregnant ladies ballroom dance. And for the record, they are old and they are curmudgeons, okay? And one of the reasons I falsely believed I could not get pregnant or have children is because one of the first competitions I went to, I happened to sit at the same table as this pro watching this comp. And there was a beautiful world 10 dance champion couple there performing. And she was about 5 months pregnant when they came on the floor to perform. And it was mesmerizingly beautiful. I took privates with them after the comp. They were absolutely amazing. I would take privates with this lady if she were on a gurney in the middle of labor. Anyway, he made a repugnant comment and said something akin to, "That is disgusting. She shouldn't be dancing." And it just shocked me, and I just believed it because I had so little exposure to ballroom dancing. At that time, I was still an amateur, kind of mid-level amateur. And so that really, unfortunately, stuck to my heart. And so when I thought, falsely, when I got pregnant, it would end my dance career. So bear in mind, whatever you do, there's always going to be haters, okay? But 99.999% of pros could care less that you're pregnant, other than we're worried that you're going to stop dancing after you have kids, because that's a whole nother kind of barrel of monkeys you have to manage. And I can talk about child rearing and being married while you're a ballroom dancer in another video. That's a whole nother topic, but it can be done. I'm living proof, okay? But for that reason, many professional ballroom ladies and even amateurs do quit competing, if not dancing altogether, after they have the children. But ideally, as a pro, we can't wait for you to hit it hard again. And I did see a lady pro once compete, and it was like 2 weeks after she had her baby. And you know what? Was her tummy still swollen? Yes. But while she was out there, and what did she have? The exact physique of the other Latin dancers? No. But the MC was like, and congratulations to so-and-so who just had a baby. And the room went nuts, including the judges. We're thrilled to see you dance again, okay? Don't worry about your body. It'll come back, okay? So to confirm, I was extremely worried about my body, not only after pregnancy, but during pregnancy. I thought, well, no one's going to want to dance with me. And the reality, it just isn't true. If you go into pregnancy as a healthy, fit person and a healthy eater, that's probably not going to change, okay, statistically speaking. I gained a max of 15 pounds when I was pregnant. And here's a funny story for you to give you an idea, a couple funny stories of how little that affected my dancing. I was 8 months pregnant, and one of my youth male students came in. He was about 16. And at this point, I'm kind of preparing to have a baby. So I have a full-on pack and play in my office, kind of a traveling baby crib set up. And he turns around and he's like, "What's that crib doing in here?" And I'm like, I'm pregnant. He's like, "What? But did you not notice?" He's like, "Well, I guess I just thought you'd gain a little weight." No, I've got a huge baby in here. Okay, here's story number 2, even more funny. I'm honest to goodness about to pop. I am 9 months pregnant. I'm shopping at Safeway. This is in the United States, kind of a popular grocery store, okay? And I'm in the parking lot, and my butt is to the cars passing, and I'm packing up the trunk. And this car full of young men drives behind me and starts doing cat calls and woo woo, and I turn around oh, the look on their faces, priceless. So anyway, I honestly felt bad for them, though they were probably in the wrong doing that to a lady to begin with. But don't worry, it's not going to ruin your body, and you will rebound. You know, after I had my baby, I lost 100% of that weight within a week. No effort at all. Okay, guys? As a matter of fact, while I was pregnant, I had a great difficulty gaining weight. Because one of the things that no one warned me was when you have that big old body in there, you run out of room in your tummy. I had to supplement with protein shakes at night just so I wouldn't lose weight. Okay? So I did unfortunately have a couple kind of long-term effects. They were not deal breakers in terms of my career, but I did get abdominal separation, which is where it's particularly common in women who are very muscular, you know, in their midsection, where the abdominal muscles pull apart and you end up with kind of a crease in the middle. So I lost my six-pack and that never came back, but my tummy's flat as a pancake now. It just doesn't look like the, you know, kind of traditional like fit tummy you would see, but it's definitely not flabby or fat, one iota. And also, like most women, I developed some, I'll say, saggier skin as a result. Not like an elephant's armpit, but definitely not that tight-fitting skin it used to be. Again, not a deal breaker. It'll still look fine in a costume. That does take time. And also, ladies, not everyone gets stretch marks. I was tiny before I got pregnant. My waist, I don't know what, quadrupled in size. I still did not develop any stretch marks, okay? So don't let that scare you. And even if you do get stretch marks, there's plenty of more conservative costuming options. You can even cover that with a rhinestone mesh that's still very flashy, but that can easily kind of disguise those if it's a concern for you. Shouldn't be, but you know, everyone's self-conscious about different things. So I hope that's been helpful, and maybe my story is a little funny too. If you enjoyed, please click that thumbs up and join me tomorrow. Thanks for seeing me today, guys. Bye.